What is up, guys? It is Josh coming at you today for another video from Ride Motos, and today we have the Rackless Moto Bags from LoneRider. These we put on the BMW GS 1250. In today's video, we're going to go through all of the ways that these bags are unique and why you should consider getting bags like this if you have an adventure bike that doesn't have racks, or even if you have a motorcycle that have racks. There's some really interesting tips and unique things about these bags that you're going to want to consider for your adventure bike. So hold on, we're going to get into all of that and more right after this. All right, guys, well, here we have it. We have the LoneRider Rackless motorcycle bags in front of us on the BMW R1250 GS. And so this motorcycle normally has a luggage rack on it. That's something that I've added over the past couple years that I've been riding. But we went ahead and took off the racks, left this bike kind of as it comes from the factory, at least as it pertains to the back section here, and went ahead and installed the LoneRider Rackless motorcycle bags. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is just how easy these moto bags are to install. So there's a little lever here on the side. You're basically going to hit the unlock button, and then these are going to come off, and just like that. And then we'll go to the other one, other side, hit the unlock button, these come off just like that. And you have your motorcycle here ready to go, completely clean, no more bags on the bike. So one of the reasons that you would want something like this is a really quick release option, as opposed to the moto bags that LoneRider has made in the past that bolt onto your full rack system. It's just going to be the ease to take it on and off. So for me, what that looks like is sometimes if I'm taking this motorcycle off-road and going on some pretty big trails, I might not necessarily want to take these bags with me. I want to make my bike as light as possible, and so being able to take these on and off is a huge advantage, so I don't always have to be running side panniers if I don't want to. And then obviously if you guys are doing any sort of motorcycle traveling and you don't want to leave your panniers attached to your motorcycle, these are very, very easy to take on and off. You can get them off in literally 10 seconds and take them into the hotel with you or inside of your tent wherever you're staying. So as I mentioned before, guys, this is the BMW R1250 GS. This is not the adventure version of the motorcycle. So if you were to go to a BMW dealership and just pick up a motorcycle, this is largely what it's going to look like. So I have some things done up on the front end of the bike, but at least for the back end of the motorcycle, it's not going to come with any rack system. And the reason BMW did this is because they built this to be adaptive to their Vario system. So the Vario systems are actually going to latch in to these right here, and then the bag's going to sit on this rear bracket right here. And so what LoneRider did, and I actually love this, is they made a system that basically goes straight into this and uses this. So for the first time ever, you don't need a complete luggage rack system to be able to run more sturdy panniers than the Vario bags themselves. So this is actually a huge win. And for me, when I first got this motorcycle, one of the first things that you have to do, or I guess that I wanted to do, was put the full rack system on here so that you can have different kinds of panniers. And even up to this point, if you wanted to run LoneRider moto bags, you had to have the luggage system. And so this is a huge win to be able to very, very quickly attach motorcycle bags to your motorcycle and not necessarily need the luggage racks themselves. So right now we're going to get into just how quick it is to install these moto bags. So you have a nice sturdy handle here. You can tell here's the back side of the mounting bracket that they included. So this one and this one are going to sit in these two little slots here, and then this kind of diagonal bracket is going to sit on the back end of the rear foot pegs. And so what this looks like is you're going to line up everything here. It's in, locked, ready to go. Then the other side, grab it by this handle, line it up. There we go. Simple as that. So, I mean, you guys can see there was no editing here. That took like 15 seconds. The bags are on and off. You can take them on and off super easy. But I'm sure what you guys are wondering is, how do these bags fare when you are riding around town, when you're going off-road? So right now, we're going to get into a little bit of that. I'm going to hop on the motorcycle and talk to you guys about these bags specifically, their durability, and my use of the LoneRider Moto Bags over the past about year or so. And we've done tons of on-road riding, off-road riding, so we're going to share all of our thoughts and that stuff. So let's hop on the motorcycle, let's go for a ride. All right, guys, well, we are on the motorcycle and we're talking about the Rackless Moto Bags from LoneRider. So it is actually raining a little bit here today in Southern California, and man, I will say that we have gotten more rain this season than I think I have ever remembered. So much so that we were actually supposed to be on a ride today going off-road on Highway 2N02, and that's a route that takes you from Pioneer Town kind of up the back way to Big Bear Lake, but all of the off-road riding around there is actually closed because there's been so much damage from all of the snow. So we weren't able to go on that route, so we're riding around town today talking about the Rackless motorcycle bags that we have on the BMW GS 1250 right now. And yeah, I've been rocking the Moto Bags from LoneRider for about a year now, and while they just sent me out the Rackless version, I have been testing out just the regular Moto Bags that I had on the full motorcycle racks that I had installed on my R1250 GS. And one thing that I can say just in summary is these bags are pretty much indestructible. You know, that's one thing that I really wanted as somebody who does a decent amount of off-road riding, is I wanted a bag that basically could withstand all of the dirt and off-roading that I do, and honestly not get completely torn up if I drop the bike or I'm in a deep sand situation or whatever the case. And I've been riding with a couple buddies that have the R1250 GS, and they had the big aluminum panniers on the side, and it seems like if you take just even the slightest tumble on those things and lay those down, they just tend to dent and get pretty damaged, especially on some of the points where the bags bolt up to your rack system. So I was really curious to see, you know, kind of how these fared, and while I didn't want to just go lay the motorcycle down, I knew that in order to kind of do a full review of just the overall durability of these LoneRider bags, I had to kind of put them through the paces. And so having been through these for about a year now, I can say that these bags are excellent. They really are very durable. So I've dropped this motorcycle at slow speeds, as well as I've gotten into a full-blown accident where I put the bike down at 40-45 miles an hour and the bike kind of slid off onto the side of the highway. If you guys follow me on social media, you probably remember seeing that accident. And the one thing that just shocked me was, well, the motorcycle had a decent amount of damage. The LoneRider bags were in great condition. So that is hats off to LoneRider and just the overall durability of the bags themselves. One of the things that I did notice right away that will affect you more or less depending on where you live in the country is that they are completely waterproof if you fold them up and kind of close them in the way that you are supposed to, which is super helpful, that you don't have to worry about all of your camera gear or sensitive electronics or just your clothes getting really wet if you're on a motorcycle trip. So I've loved that peace of mind of just knowing that they are completely waterproof. I mean, these bags are so waterproof that I wash my motorcycle with these bags on, and will oftentimes have stuff in the moto bags, like I'll have a laptop or my camera, and I won't take it out because I'm that confident in these bags being waterproof. So that's a huge win. Another thing in the plus category for me is the MOLLE system that is kind of in different sections all around the moto bags themselves. So that is going to make these moto bags very modular, both for other LoneRider bags as well as any other stuff that you might want to strap onto the bags and just have kind of as a different attachment. So these really, I mean, you can make them into whatever you want. So when I'm on really long trips, I have the moto bags on the side, and what I'll do is I'll strap a water bottle case to the back of it and just keep my water bottle there, so I know it's there at all times. I've seen people people strap tripods or tents or sleeping pads to the top of these, because again, it's going to have that MOLLE panel on the top section as well, which is really, really nice to see, that these can kind of be whatever you need them to be. One of the things that I was concerned about when I first got these bags was because they're not like a metal surface or something, I just wondered how they were going to fare and how clean they were going to look over time, or if these were going to get really dirty, especially from being off-road, and just what that kind of looked like. Well, they're never going to look as new as the day you got them, certainly. They do clean off fairly well. Typically just going to hose them off and then just kind of let them air dry. But LoneRider does include a rubber scrub if you have any scuff marks or something that you get on the moto bag. So that is super nice to see. And then probably one of my favorite parts about these bags, if I could just be honest with you guys, is just that they look cool. That is one of my biggest gripes with a lot of BMW GS riders, is all of the big aluminum panniers and the boxes and all the lights in front and everything like that kind of just looks dorky to me. People don't really look that cool when they're on the BMW GS platform. Not sure what. And so, I mean, if that kind of stuff matters to you, I do feel like the LoneRider system and just all of their bags kind of look pretty rugged and cool and a little bit tactical, and just it's certainly a vibe on your motorcycle. For me, it's a good vibe. I like the way it looks, and I feel like it makes your bike look pretty cool and takes good pictures of your bike. So if that's the kind of stuff you're into, just know that people are going to look at your bike and think, oh wow, you know, that is pretty cool. But yeah, for durability, for the stuff that matters most, for waterproofing, for functionality, these bags are just an absolute A+ for me. The one thing I will say, and this is really not a knock against LoneRider, it's just more, I guess, personal preference, is for me, just the bags aren't super accessible to open and close and kind of get into stuff really quick. So if you're going to constantly be taking stuff in and out of your bags, then you don't want to go through the motion of rolling them up every time and kind of buckling them down. That is going to be a little bit of a bummer for you. So just something to keep in mind, that you do gain a little bit more quick access when you have the latch system on aluminum panniers or something like that. We're going to get this windshield up a little bit on the highway speeds. There we go, much better. So probably not as good of a view for you guys, but it's going to be keeping a lot of that wind off of us. So yeah, I mean, you're going to gain a little bit in just quick access if you have an aluminum pannier, but for me, the security of knowing that they're completely waterproof, the coolness, the durability, I mean, these bags to me are a huge, huge, huge win. There's somebody walking on the freeway in Southern California. Hope he is safe. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't recommend these bags enough to people. I've noticed that LoneRider is starting to make these bags for more and more motorcycles, so chances are, if you're watching this, you probably have the BMW R1250 GS, but in the case that you don't, I know they're making them for Yamaha, the Tenere 700, a bunch of the different KTM models, and then they do have an adaptability, or an adaptable plate that you can mount these bags to almost any plate. So if you guys are interested in these bags, be sure to go over to LoneRider's website, check them out on social media. I cannot give these bags a good enough review. I'm so happy with the bags themselves. And again, now that they made a rackless version, I've taken my racks off this bike and I'm just going to a rackless kind of ride. I personally like kind of the sleek aesthetic and the way that this bike looks without the big racks on it. I really seldomly ever run these side bags. Typically, if I'm running side panniers, it's because we're going on a long trip, but if I'm going on just a day trip, I'll typically have just like a bag behind me, and then I have kind of these bags right beside me that carry most of my gear. But I'm excited at the idea of being able to take these on and off super easy. The security of being able to take them inside a hotel if you're asleep at night, or if you're camping, just being able to grab these bags and just put them inside of your tent or whatever, I think is going to be a huge win for the motorcycle community. But I am curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. What do you think of the Rackless Moto Bags from LoneRider? What do you guys think? Are they a win? Is it not a win? What do you guys think of the bags themselves, the durability? Curious to hear what you guys think. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. And as always, if you guys have liked these videos, please smash the like button, give us a subscribe, and if you haven't done so already, please go and check us out on our website. That is www.ridemotos.com. Ride Motos, for those of you guys that don't know, is a content hub for motorcycle riders just like you to be able to publish content, from reviews to stories to gear reviews like this. All sorts of stuff like that is dropping daily over on our website, so be sure to go check us out. Follow us on social media, that is at Ride Motos Official. And can't wait to talk to you guys on there. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Till we meet again, peace.